A couple years ago, I did a video about washing garlic right out of the ground in buckets. Big wash tub like this one, a little one like this, or it doesn't really matter. The conventional wisdom on that is that it will have your garlic not store as long.
Most sources will tell you not to do it this way. They'll specifically say don't. But a friend of mine showed me this method, an old-timey gardener, the green thumb master. He's done it for years and it works for him just fine. We've done it for years and it works for us just fine. Most people will say, definitely don't do this or your garlic won't last as long. It lasts fine. But you just wash it and it comes out great. He'll even scrub it with a scrub brush. I don't always do that. A lot of times I'll just use my hands and just wash it off. But if your bulb wrappers are tight and it doesn't get anything in there, I don't really know how it's any different than a rain. But Dave would actually take it and he would, if I remember correctly, he would scrub his roots. He'd use a big wash basin. We don't have ours around right now. Peel off some of this old dead stuff here and put it out to dry. And you peel off this old dead stuff too and set it to dry, and you have this beautiful looking garlic all laid out to dry, and you don't notice any difference really than you do with any of the other methods. All of them are fine. And again, I know some sources, and I probably get comments, people say definitely do not do it that way. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. Done it for years. He's done it for decades. I've done it for more than a decade. It works great. Don't notice any difference in how well it keeps. So the thought process behind it is this has as many bulb wrappers around it as we have leaves that are still part of the plants, haven't disintegrated yet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bulb wrappers around here, plus partial ones like this one that goes down and is a partial one. Every leaf goes down and is a bulb wrapper. So what's the difference between this being in water for, I don't know, 30 seconds? Maybe a little bit more than that. For 5 minutes or 30 seconds and it being in the wet ground. And it gets very clean, and then right after that, it gets put on a compost sifter turned upside down. They all get set out on here to dry. Now we're here braiding garlic today. I already have one braid done, working on the second one, and just wanted to show we still have garlic from last year's braids. We eat a lot of it, so there's only a couple left, but let's break into it and see. And there might be some cloves in here that are not awesome. That's what happens after a year, but it's late July, and we clearly have good cloves inside of here. Sorry, mid-July. We have our next round of garlic, and we could plant this stuff actually from a year ago. As you can see, the conventional wisdom, we have our garlic that we harvested. How long ago did we harvest that now? 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks.
3 weeks to a month ago? We've had garlic that has lasted more than a year, and it's totally fine, and it was washed in a bucket like that. Now, we left the roots on just because I think it's kind of cool and wild. Our whole place is kind of wild and crazy like that. I don't know if that makes any impact or not. Cutting those off probably shouldn't do anything, but they definitely lasted a long time, and just want to show you it's lasted more than a year. And it's hardneck garlic, which lasts a little bit longer, but it's lasted more than a year, so we call that a win. And we're gonna keep washing our garlic off just to get it totally clean from the start in a basin. And it just kind of goes to show you, like, test the conventional wisdom and see what works for you. Somebody else might do this, and in their own situation, just because they might have a different sort of drying situation, they might not last as long. But test the conventional wisdom and see what works for you in your situation. It's not a one-size-fits-all. There's so much that can be learned from old-timey conventional wisdom, and we should hang on to as much as we can of that and learn from it, but also challenge it. Also go and see if it works for you in your situation. Try something different. Try it on part of whatever your crop is for 1 year and see how it works, or for a couple of years and see how it works. And you'll often be happily surprised. And if it doesn't make sense to you, try it and you'll learn why it works that way, or that it doesn't work that way and it you can totally do it a way that is against conventional wisdom. Until next time, stay open to growing.